What's going on? What's going on? Going on, beautiful people? How are you all? My name is Jeremy Wade. I am the founder of J&J Erotic Vibes, and tonight I am going to be joined by a phenomenal guest that is going to be telling us a lot about pleasure within relationships. For those of you all that don't know me, I am a ghostwriter, and I am someone that founded this brand based off the natural intent to be able to just get in touch with a lot of intimacy and vulnerability, as well as transparency as a black man. And so I'm super excited to have my guest tonight because we're going to be doing some super amazing things in terms of just discussing what pleasure and intimacy looks like in a relationship, and also how to curate that space and be able to actually take the time to do that as a couple and as a phenomenal just union. And so I'm super excited to be joined by my guest tonight, and I love the fact that we have the opportunity to discuss this and just be able to just be in union. This is the kickoff of a unique series that I'll start doing as well. I really want to be able to tap into my melanated kings and queens and just get an idea of what you all are thinking, if you all are married or not, if you all are single, if you all are dating, if you all are just loving on yourself. I really want to know what that is and what that looks like. So I'm super excited to be here tonight. I want you to be able to drop in the comments where you're from. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. We're going to be on here tonight for a little while. So we're going to get your water, get your juice, get your tea, get your drink. If you got something that you like to sip on, go ahead and do that. Grab your notepad and your pen, man. I'm a woman, and I'm super excited to be here tonight. This is a phenomenal hump day episode as well. So as soon as my guest gets acquainted, she's going to join in a minute or so. I'm super excited to have her because she is a phenomenal queen, and I can't wait to pick her brain and allow her to give me these gems. And we're just going to dive right into it. This is our inaugural episode, so I'm super excited to have this fun opportunity to just kick back and relax and let your feet up, man, because this is going to be a vibe for me. I'm learning how to love myself during this time of self-love and self-care. So as soon as my guest gets ready, she's going to go ahead and join. I'm going to go ahead and accept her request right now. This is a great space for her. So we're going to wait for her to, kind of join in. I think I accepted her request. So as soon as she gets that, then we'll join. All right, here she is. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm phenomenal. I'm phenomenal. It's great to have you here. I'm excited to be able to just have this conversation with you. And just be able to let the people know like what we got cooking up and what we got brewing. Like I think this is a phenomenal collaboration that we're starting off. So go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Thank you for having me. It is an honor. I am Coach Kima. I am the founder, owner of Erotic Expectations, as well as Kayla's Future Coaching. I'm a sexual intimacy coach, and I help women and couples create healthy relationships and sexual fulfillment. So I believe sex gets people talking. It's a very provocative topic, and if you have great sex, it has been proven that you will have a longer lasting relationship. So it's all about making sure that family is included in our future, and it's not just one person here and one person there for me. I'm very big on family, and this is my token to present to people like, hey, let's get the family back together.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that. And I love the small and intimate kind of like connection that you curate and you bring to the table. I love being able to just like pick your brain and even just be just blessed by some of the advice and knowledge that you give me. And for those of you all that don't know me, I'm going to introduce myself one more time. My name is Jeremy Wade. I'm the founder of J&J Erotic Vibes here. And I am going to be bringing these conversations to you all because as a ghostwriter, I want to be able to curate erotic vibes and erotic stories around sex, around pleasure, around intimacy. And so my special guest here is going to be able to dive into some of those topics, those taboo topics that in the Black community we tend to avoid or not discuss. So let's get right into it. I really want to know how you define pleasure like in a relationship. What does that look like for you?
So pleasure can be multiple things. It's not just something, like it could be something you taste, something you hear, something you smell. It could be a feeling that you get. Pleasure does not always have to be something sexual. I really like to think that the best pleasure that we receive is something that maybe we taste good, or just a feeling that our partner can give us. Hi. It's just a feeling that our partner can definitely give us, and that only our partner can do. So a lot of times, we may have a partner that caters to our every need, that is really going to understand and going to pay attention to the things that we desire. Like, do you have a favorite tasting wine? Do you have a favorite tasting fruit? All of those things is going to be something that makes you just, it's like an orgasm in your mouth. Or they know your favorite song, your favorite tones, and they can play those in order to get you to a spot that no one else has ever been able to do. And it all goes together. Like, for a pleasurable night, of course you got to have every area taken care of.
Exactly. Okay. Well, I love that. I love that because I'm someone that when I write from the five senses. So I love to write to allow people to feel the taste, the touch, the smell, and to be able to like actually enjoy those different senses and be able to actually partake in those. And I think pleasure, we sometimes we miss out on that pleasure because we want to skip right to the main course and we forget about the appetizer and dessert as well. So tell me how you can be, as a man, as a black man that has curated this brand, to be able to write to appeal to the senses of women, as well as men as well, that want to be able to arouse their woman in the bedroom. How can I be able to write to appeal to that pleasurable sense?
The most important thing is making sure that her emotions are taken care of. So you have to make sure that your woman feels heard, that she feels seen. The littles, like the smallest things, like, babe, I brought you a piece of candy home, or babe, I washed the dishes. I noticed that you may have been struggling this week, so I did this. I sent the kids to our sister house so that we can just connect. You can sit down, you can relax. Nobody calls you mommy. All of that, like making sure that part is taken care of first, and then appealing to everything. So like, you have to know your partner. Like, I've seen the little posts where people have everything that their partner likes to eat in like a little notepad. Know your partner, know how to make sure that their day is special, and dedicate intentional time to that. So you can't just tap them on the shoulder when y'all lay down, like, hey, we're gonna do something tonight. No, this is something that you need to make sure that you're planning throughout the day, or you're planning throughout the week, and not necessarily saying every single time, but make sure you put some type of thought into it. Like, okay, here's your favorite wine. I got your favorite food. We're gonna watch your favorite movie. I got your favorite candy. It smells nice in here. You don't have to do much. Just sit down and chill. Take care of your partner. Make sure that her as a woman sees, that she feels seen. Like, oh, he sees me. He knows what I like. He took it upon himself to make sure that he got this and this for me. He took it upon himself to make sure he had time. He took it upon himself to put his cell phone on do not disturb for me. Like, all of those things matter when it comes to a woman, because we like to feel special.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. And I think as I continue to grow as a man, I'm continuing to learn how to nurture those intimate and pleasurable moments for a woman, like rubbing her feet and rubbing her back and cooking for them as well. Like, I was raised with a father that taught me how to cook for my woman and be able to be there for her. So what are some, do you know some like aphrodisiacs that a man can make, or even like some things that a man could do outside of the bedroom to be able to turn on that pleasurable sense and actually get that woman in the mood to be able to actually just be aroused outside of the physical?
So, of course, chocolate always does the thing, seafood, but it's really going to depend on that woman. So you have to know what your woman like, because to me, you might cook me a good vegan dish and I'd be like, I can't wait. But you might have a woman that needs an actual dessert, or you might have a woman that needs an actual drink. So it's gonna depend on your actual partner. I always tell my clients, it's no one size fits all, because we all do something different. Like, one person may need a banging piece of chicken. Like, chicken is their favorite food, and it's like, oh my God, he cooked some chicken, it was falling off the bone. Oh, it just melted in my mouth. Girl, I want him to melt in my mouth next. Like, you may have those things, but it's all about knowing your partner. What does your partner like?
Yes.
If you
Yes.
sit down, what is their favorite actual food? And that is going to be what gets them turned on. And that also comes with studying them.
Exactly.
So if you take your partner to a restaurant and you know every time y'all leave this restaurant, she get the feeling some type of way. Oh, she like this, and this. So it's just about paying attention.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm a man, and I'm gonna let you know. Like I love to be able to actually like let the food like speak for me. And so like I'm someone that loves spicy food. Sometimes I'm in the mood for sweet food. So I love the fact that we can have these aphrodisiacs be food that enables us to like speak to our partner and allow us to build a connection, because there's nonverbal cues and then there's verbal cues that allow us to kind of build a connection and allow us to kind of bridge a gap. So if someone's up here and they're watching this live and they're like just starting out, they're in their honeymoon phase of dating and they want to do something special for their woman and for their man, what would you suggest as a coach and as someone that like allows you to actually be able to build that foundation? What would you suggest to that woman or that man listening right now?
So when you are beginning to date, the best thing for you to do is to listen to the things your partner talks about or the person you're dating. So if they say, oh yeah, I ate this today and it was banging, like if you've been talking 2 or 3 weeks, you may have to ask them like, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite drink? What do you do in your downtime? If you had a whole night to yourself, what would you do? You ask questions like that so you can get a understanding of what they desire or what they like to do, what they like to eat. And that will be the thing that I tell you to do. If she said her favorite restaurant is Red Lobster, take her to Red Lobster or cook her some seafood, because that means she likes seafood.
Them cheese breads, don't sleep on them cheese rolls. I'm telling you now, don't sleep on them cheese rolls.
Yes, they the bomb. So it's all about listening, asking questions that are going to give you insight to what the person actually desires. That is super important when you're dating, when you're in a relationship. I don't care if you've been there 5 days or 50 days, 50 years. It's listening to how they are, what they're saying they do. If she says she buy herself flowers once a month, you make sure the next time you send her some flowers, like, I remember you said you buy flowers, so I sent you some so you don't got to buy them yourself. If she said, oh, I take my car to get it washed, you do stuff like that so you can seem as an asset. And not as, yeah, you got to do things like that.
You mentioned that, like, be an asset instead of a liability. And all my fellas out here watching this live, man, this we just getting started. I want to reintroduce my guest, myself, and the whole series that I got going on. But just that's another gem that I had to say again. Be an asset instead of a liability out here. So welcome to J&J Erotic Vibes. My name is Jeremy Wade. I'll be the guest and the host throughout this series, and this will be a year-long, probably like a whole vibe that's going on, and that I wanted to curate with my special guest, Coach Kima, tonight. I am a ghostwriter, but it's not about me tonight. It's about Coach Kima. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people that are just joining and are watching the replay right now.
So, hi. You just joined it. I am Coach Kima. I am the founder of Erotic Expectations. I help women and couples create healthy relationships and experience sexual fulfillment. I'm all about family, bringing people together and lasting a long time. Because in all honesty, a lot of the things that we were taught were very toxic. They were very one-sided. We really was not taught how to date. We really was not taught how to even be together for long periods of time. So now we have to forget all of that and relearn how to actually be in a relationship. Like the comment said, you got to give your partner what they want, not what you want to give them. And a lot of times we want to love people the way we want to be loved. That's not how it works. You have to love a person in the way they like to be loved.
That part. I love that. I love that. And it's something that we mentioned in our pre-interview and our pre-conference consultations that like I told you something that like really just gets me is when like I really am speaking with a woman and you see that smile or that blush or just how they actually just like that fulfillment that is released after they've been heard or they've been listened to or they have the platform or the stage to speak and so I've seen how men in my life have adorned and adored their women, and I want to follow in those footsteps. Hence, J&J Erotic Vibes, because it's J&J, right? It's Jeremy versus Jeremy. And for those of you all that don't know, I am courting and dating a special woman that will be revealed in the soon, you know, to be recognized. And I want to be able to know that first is J versus J, and then hopefully if she evolves into my life, she will be that special woman that fulfills the J, because I think it has to be you dating yourself first, and then it can be you dating that. And so that was the whole inspiration behind J&J Erotic Vibes and why the rebrand went about. But I love that. So what's some like tips and some advice that you can give, because like I've learned a lot from being with you. And I've learned how to, you know, at least turn the sweet and the spicy and the spicy and the sweet. So give me some tips and advice. I got my notepad, I got my laptop open. So let me hear some tips.
So like you just said, the whole hearing thing, men have a tendency to want to fix. Like they only have, like if you ever read the Women in Spaghetti, Men on Waffles, you know that men just feel like, okay, we see the problem, what's the solution, let me get this out the way. But as women, we tend to more so want to, let me just get it out. And hearing your woman speak, as well as hearing your man speak, because sometimes he don't want you to fix anything. So being able to actually communicate with each other and being able to say like, okay, I heard you say, so is this what you mean? How did that make you feel? How does that make you feel on the inside? Did that bring up something from the past? Like, why do you feel this strongly about this situation? Because a lot of times we get into relationships and say you talking to your girlfriend on the phone and you guys are having like maybe a heated discussion and she hangs up on you. That may trigger something in you from like people not hearing you out as a child. So now you call her back and you done blessed her and call her everything but a child of God. But it's not anything that she necessarily did in that moment. It's just that it reminded you that no one ever heard me out. And now you're doing the same thing. So we have to make sure that we extend grace to ourselves as well as our partner, because we're all trying to grow and learn together. And we didn't know that we was being messed up as children. We thought that's how we were supposed to do. Like we wasn't supposed to be heard. We was just supposed to be seen. On the other end of that, that could also cause you not to want to communicate your actual feelings. So it's like, oh, well, I'm not used to telling nobody. I'm not used to nobody caring. So you have to make sure that, like she said, you are healing and making sure that it is you dating yourself. A lot of times people don't want to date themselves because they don't want to face themselves.
Yes. So I'm someone that loves to interact with the people that join my live, and they make great comments. So like I love keywords like heal, right? So like I saw a great comment from, and I pinned it. I want to know, like, I've dealt with cerebral palsy and epilepsy before birth. I had a prenatal stroke. And sometimes it could get hard courting the woman that I'm talking to right now, who, like I said, like I want to build mystery behind it. I want this vibe to be like between us. And then when I reveal her to the public, she's like, oh, he like, you know, so like, how does a man like me that's been through so much medical trauma heal and get into the place where I can be in like a intimate place where I can be able to connect and actually like communicate and be vulnerable and transparent for a woman to be able to let her know I'm there for her?
So first is recognizing your trauma. What trauma do you have behind it? Like, do you need someone who is going to support you? Do you need someone who is just going to understand the fact that I've been through this and you have to be, I'm going to say careful. Like, you have to be careful with me. You have to take time with me. You have to give me the grace that I need. What type of trauma do you have behind that you would need her to comfort you in? So when you have to recognize that, like, what do I need? Like, what do you need from her?
Yes. Oh, I think me personally, as I started to get to know her and like how she's evolved as a woman, I've just noticed like us operating in our own zone of genius and being able to be there for each other and like allowing that connection and how we communicate to develop rounds of intimacy and chemistry between us, because we're in like the honeymoon stage. Like we're starting to get to know each other. We're taking it a day at a time. And so as I get to know her, I'm getting to know her habits, her routines, what makes her smile, what makes her laugh, what makes her cry. And it's a beautiful thing, because every man in my and around me is married or engaged or booed up. And so like I was the one that was like, I'm never gonna settle. And that's nah, I'm tired now. My knees hurt when I get up. I'm not going out tonight. So like, I mean, I love the fact that, you know, I can kick back, relax, have conversations like this, but just know that there's someone special out there. Shout out to you, that like can be able to allow me to like get conversations from another woman and just like enlighten my perspective. So what do you think about men that do this and put themselves in that position? Shout out to the men out there who do this, that get enlightened perspectives to be able to contribute to their woman and be able to add more to their household.
I think it's very important. It's very important on both sides, but definitely it's important for men for the simple fact that you do have a lot of men who they may settle down, but they ain't really settled down. So like it's important to make sure that you know how to love a woman, because some people think that their presence is all that matters, but you can be present and not have presence in the house. Like, so you have to make sure that you are doing the things that you should be doing in the household and just not being there. So I think it's very important for men to understand exactly what women need from them, because for a long time it's just been provide, and providing was only financially. But now we're tapping into a time where women may not need you to provide financially. I might need you to hear me out. I might need you to cover me. Can you pray for me? Can you help me out when I need help? Emotionally, when I had a bad day, can you recognize that? Can you just look at me and be like, babe, something is off? So we need men for more than just providing. So you just giving me your check or you just being present in the household, that's not cutting it today. So it's important for men to tap into women and be like, okay, so what exactly do I need to be doing in this moment? And asking your woman, like, what do you need from me? And that's why I asked you, like, what do you need from her? What is something that your partner does for you that you know you cannot get anywhere else? And it's important to recognize that in relationships so that you have a strong foundation.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And I love the fact that like I'm learning every day. I would say that when I think about how I'm evolving and why I'm evolving, it's because of how she makes me feel, but also why she makes me feel that way. I think I've never been open to building a legacy at this point in my life and where I am, because of the fact that I never thought someone would get the trauma that I've been through in life. But seeing how she expresses the trauma that she's been through in her life and then allowing us to come together and laugh about it, but grow together, that makes me feel good. Because it was hard to actually open up to someone who ain't been through what I've been through. But if we in the same, get this, because this is deep right now, I'm about to drop some gems. This is why. So look, so if we in the same book, same chapter, but different pages, I can get to know you, because like that chapter is still evolving. You still reading that chapter. You still getting to know the plot. You still getting to know the rising action. But if we in the book on different chapters, it's hard for me to court and date you, because we in different kind of genres. We in different types of places in the books, right? So this is why I founded this brand, because I love writing. I love storytelling. And as a ghostwriter, I wanted to be able to court a woman that actually gets who I am. I'm a slut. I'm a freak. But I'm also a hopeless romantic. I'm a big teddy bear. I want to do those. Like, so like, I feel as though being able to recognize that, like, I want to do those things for my woman, but on the same time, I want my woman to hold me. I feel like that trauma comes from my past, but now growing up to be what I am today and who God is allowing me to be, I want to be able to allow my woman to be in her essence and her grace, but also me to do the same thing. And that coexistence where I am with this woman that I'm courting, shout out to her again, that's beautiful. Now, I noticed some things about you too that like stood out from the moment that I met you too, that I was like, yeah, we got to make this happen. And it's 7:25 right now. We done got through the educational and empowerment part of it. Now we about to get a little spicy.
Well, before
So,
you go there, I do want to say one thing. It is important for you to be able to get all the way naked with your partner. And when I say naked, I mean anything: fears, expectations, failures, strengths, weaknesses, anything, you should be able to get pearly naked with your partner and feel as though no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter who I have been, no matter who I become, this person is going to accept me for who I am as this person, because they love all of me, not just what they see on the outside, not just what I present to other people, but I can get down and dirty with this person. So that is very important in a relationship. When you're building it in a marriage, is very, very important. So I did want to say that being able to just be yourself fully is important. If you're in a relationship and you cannot, like, you still trying to hide parts of yourself, you still trying to do all of that, that's not the relationship for you, because you're supposed to be able to just be your pure self in a relationship.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And I mean, I appreciate that. I think that as I evolve, these are things that I want to do. I think we avoid those taboo topics, and we kind of skip around things that we don't deal with on a daily basis. And I just like, okay, how can I make these things brands that I can talk about, that people can educate me on, because I want to be a lifelong learner. And then this brand just evolved from courtsmanship and chivalry, and me being a gentleman, but also being a slut, a freak, a hoe, like, but that for the right woman. So like, now we about to get spicy. If you just joined in the live, sorry you missed the education and empowerment time. You gotta rewatch the replay. But we about to get into the spicy time, because I wanna know some spicy questions. I wanna know some some things that we want to ask Coach Kima, because I got some things to ask too. So if you in the comments right now, drop some spicy questions. We need the spiciness. We need the hotness. So I want to start off by asking, how can people tap into who Coach Kima is outside of the relationship advice and all the other things that you do?
So when it comes to the spicy things, I'm all into that. So of course I have my master guides and all of that, and I have the little Patreon that I'm actually doing. But being able to tap into that side of me is being more intimate. So you have to, if you have questions about it, I have a client tomorrow that I'm seeing. You have to make sure that you are tapping into me personally, because there is no one size fits all. So like, if you say, how can I set my partner thing better? How can we spice this thing up? How can we do how can I get my partner to want to have sex outside? How can we do all of that stuff? That's going to be something that I'm going to have to ask you some questions about. Like, hey, what kind of partner do you actually have? There's no one size fits all when it comes to your intimate pleasure. So you have to have a unique plan for tapping into that side.
Yes. And for those of you all that don't know, I did make my Patreon. I got my OnlyFans, but I'm doing it in a way that I want to be able to nurture myself as a man, love myself, so that I can then pour into that intimate version as well, because that's where I saw the synergy from me and Coach Kima, because the way that she approaches it, I want to approach it from a storytelling standpoint. I want to write stories that allow you to act out with your partner or with yourself, because some of you all are not in the dating phase. You want to love yourself first. Well, if you read this story, then you can act it out for yourself, and that's what you're gonna get over here. J&J Erotic Vibes is a vibe from me as a ghostwriter that allows you to love yourself, pour into yourself, care for yourself, and become the best version of yourself. So thank you. Give a pat on your back to yourself for that. But spicy questions. Let's get into it. Oral or penetration?
I'm gonna say oral.
Okay.
Like, I like them both, but it's something about being intimate orally that it just does it for me. And I wouldn't say 69. Like, I feel like 69 is like a pure waste of time, because you ain't paying attention.
Hold on. Why though?
Because
you got
not
that
paying
voluptuous.
attention.
You got that voluptuous thing. Like, just sit it on my face though. What? Come on.
But
now.
okay, that's one thing. You give me my time, and then I'm gonna give you your
Okay,
time.
let's dive into that. Dive into that. So you, because I'm the opposite. I want to see that, like, in my, like, glistening, like, yes, God, like, suffocate me. But like, on the other hand, like, so you want me laying down and just going to work. That's what you're saying.
Right. I want you to lay down and let me do my thing. Let me give you this full experience. I feel like oral sex is a full experience. You start from the head and you work your way down.
Let me speak from I mean, I don't know about my fellas. So like, for me, like I like the toes. I mean, it's like I like the little details. So I can't just like I mean, you got the white. You just got a pedicure. You come out. You just got your hair done. Like I can't. I don't got to reach all the way over there to grab the hair. Like that's kind of crazy.
But
You know,
I just feel like you should dedicate, because what now, if we short for time,
yeah.
maybe. But if we got a whole lot of time, why I can't get my 20-30 minutes and then you get your 20-30 minutes? You
like okay.
You climax as many times as possible. I climax as many times as possible, and then we go to work and do penetration if we need to. Like we finna draw this thing on out. This is a session.
Yeah, like, and it's an experience. Let's talk about you all that want to just get straight the fuck. No.
Yeah,
because
like
a woman that don't want oral, you're not for me. Like I'm sorry, because like I got to get in that. I got to get between those thighs, like before, like nah, because like God like blessed us with the with the kitty cat, and I cannot like not doing my thing down there, because like
that's important, because I feel like that's why a lot of women don't climax, and it's simply because the men are not paying enough attention to their body. It's just like boom, 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 boom.
Let's talk about that though. Like, don't you like scientifically, you got to go down there to get it wet. You want, like, guys, you want that more loose. So why not go down there, make it more loose, and like play with her clit and do all of that, and just like let them juices. Like, see why this beard is growing in? Like, why it's connected, guys? This is connected for a reason. Okay. Like, and so like you gotta, like, I'm telling you, it's magnificent. Now women, please eat, like, get on like some type of diet, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be going down there eat, like, no. So like that's, but like I'm saying, like it's a divine experience. So like,
but you also have to think about the history of it. So the history of sex is that a lot of times they didn't even know women could do the things that they can do. We're just getting to the point where women are able to speak freely and be like, listen, this ain't cutting it for the kid. Like, I'm not getting anything out of this. What are we going to do about this? And some women are still afraid. But that's why it is also important, like you said, to date yourself, so that you can tell your partner, like, this ain't getting it, but I'm going to tell you what to get it for me. I'm going to tell you how to do this. I'm going to tell you what we can do so that we can both be satisfied. Because the worst thing you can do is continue to have intimate sessions with someone and not be satisfied. Eventually, it's going to get drawn out. It's going to be boring. You're not going to want to do it. You're not going to have no lubrication, because she's going to be like, what is we doing this for? And then it's going to cause an issue anyway. So it's best to make sure that you're communicating, like, this is not working. What can we do to make this work? It's best to make sure that you are saying, okay, no, we're going to explore each other's body, because you can't come into one relationship and be like, oh, well, I'm going to do the same thing I was doing in the last one. No, we are two totally different people. What you learn, throw that out the window, because now you have to learn my body.
Yes. And come to Pleasure with a Peach been dropping gems. Shout out Pleasure with a Peach. But like, hey, like, I'm someone that like, I can't hold you. Like, I really like, I'm someone that, as I learned my body, like, and like, this is something that's like coming from like medical experiences, but also just like what I've learned from my doctor. I have like a third wheel downstairs, and so like I wasn't willing to, and I had to learn it after I had brain surgery. So I had brain surgery, and I had to learn how to get hard again. And so like that was the experience for me, and I'm vulnerable now. I never used to tell people that I feel.
Yeah.
I never used to tell nobody that. So like, shout out to myself. But like, so like, but when I did, whew, I never ever heard like a pussy fart before in my life. After I did, I was like, I was flexing in the mirror. I was like, I never. I'm telling you, but now like I feel like though, like I can't give that energy to everybody. How you feel about like that? Like, am I wrong for that? Like, if I curve a woman, I'm like, yeah, your energy. Am I wrong for that? What's up? Like, let me know.
I feel like you have to be very selective. I feel like you should treat your body like your social security number. If I just sit on here and be like, let me get your social security number, you're going to be like, girl, you crazy, all these people on this live. No, I don't even know you well enough. So why do you give your body to people prematurely without knowing them well enough? Like, a lot of times, and it took me to actually learn this, like, we can prevent a whole lot of different things by just getting to know a person, getting to know who they really are before we decide to go that route with them, because people should only experience certain parts of you. You can control how people experience you, and if you feel like, nah, this is not something that I want to pour into me, then why are you letting them go into your body? Like, if you can't call a person, why are you letting them go into your body? Like, if they don't care about you at all, they don't care about your emotions, the only thing you get is them boots. Like, yeah, they just dropping little crumbs. Like, why is you letting them go into your little body like that? Like, you can't do that. So it is very important to make sure that the people that you give that part of yourself to, that they are important, and that you do feel like, I can do whatever. If you have a partner and you don't feel like you can go to them and be like, listen, I want to go outside, climb this tree, and do it in the tree, that ain't the partner. That ain't the partner. How do you feel about sexual demons transferring in it? You can. You can. That's why you find yourself.
Yep.
If you ever lay down with somebody and they are depressed or maybe have anxiety, they're having all of these issues, eventually you're going to start having those issues too. That's why it's very important to see where people are in their life. If you have a partner that's lazy, eventually you're going to get lazy too. If you have a partner that's always panicking, eventually you're going to start panicking too. And I know this from experience. And I don't care how good of a person you are, how much light you have, none of that. The darkness will always eventually take over the light, because you be fighting and fighting and fighting. And after a while, it's like, listen, I'm in here messed up just like you is. I'm in here depressed just like you is. I can't get myself together just like you can. And I'm going to be honest with you, ladies, the worst time to be with someone who has anxiety or depression is when you're having a baby. If you have a baby by somebody who goes through all of those things, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go through postpartum. Yeah. It's gonna be super worse, and they're not gonna be able to pull you out of it because they can't pull themselves out of it. So it's very important, like she said, that you are equally yoked. It's very important to make sure that the people you give your body to, they can teach you something. They actually care about you. Like, it's got to be beneficial on both sides. If it's not, you can't just be sleeping with any and everybody. These sneaky links, I know they said the dudes who ain't hitting on nothing got the best peen, but I'm telling you, lead them where they at. Because eventually, when you lay down with somebody, you're going to come up with something. And whether it's good, bad, or baby, whatever, you're going to birth something out of that. And you have to make sure that the thing that you was birthing is going to be something positive.
Yes, yes, yes. And I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I was a young man that you know, I was around a bunch of men that had that perception of ain't being nothing but, like, you know, laying it down, but like leaving out. And then I'm the man that gotta sit there and listen to them, knowing that that's just what I want. But like, I'm a great listener, communicator. I get that. But there are some times with, like, mental health, like what I'm going through right now, my journey of loving myself, but also sharing it with someone that is growing with me. I'm learning that, like, I need to take care of myself and pour into myself. You cannot pour from a glass that's half empty. And so what I'm learning right now is that even as I go through this career journey, and even as I go through this self journey, I'm learning that there are things about me that I have to pour into myself to be able to be at full level of productivity. And so I think, you know, now it's more important than ever to find a woman that is equally yoked, like the woman said in the comments, but also finding a woman that is just boss, on a boss level. Because, like, I'm on an everyday basis, like, what I go through is challenging, but like I go through it like mentally, like as a boss. I'm already in that place where a 7-8 figure, you know, man. So I need to, you know, be at that place where, like, when it's getting into the nooks and crannies of things, that woman can go through thick and thin with me. So I definitely love that. You did mention something that I wanted to tap into, though. You mentioned sneaky links, because there's a lot of people in here, you know, that you know, I want you to hit on that for them, and kind of like we got to explore that, since we're still on the spiciness. Like, let's explore that sneaky link topic. Like, I think it's 2023. Why is, like, is sneaky links? Why is that? It's relevant. Yeah. Why is it?
Because people don't value family anymore, and they have caused people to say that being single is better. Men ain't this, women ain't that. So all one another is really good for is this or that. So people just feel like, okay, I can just lay down with you and get up and go about my business. I don't have to be vulnerable. I don't have to be committed to you. I don't have to have any other thing. It's just wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And they're making it like it's just okay. Like the whole conversation there about the single mama thing, they've made it a badge of honor. Oh, I'm a single mama. I do this by myself. No, I don't do this by myself. I don't plan on doing this by myself. So therefore, I'm not a single mama. You're not going to tell me that we have made our struggles become the thing that we attach ourselves to. That's how we attach it to our name. Oh, well, I struggle the hardest. I do this by myself. I got it out the mud. We've made our struggles become a badge of honor when it's really not. The things that we are known to be great for should be the things that we want to be our badge of honor. So yes, I've had times where I slept outside, but I don't necessarily want to be known for that. I want to be known as the coach that helped millions and millions of couples come together, remain together, and stay together. Like she said, exactly. It's changing society norms. Like they're trying to make it okay to be single and just you go in the house at 11 o'clock at night, come out at 1 so the kids don't see you. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
So let me ask you this for the people that are listening right now and the people that are watching the replay. Like, how do you move from a place of empathy to I would say energy? I'm gonna keep it with the ease, but then I want to know your answer to that, because I think I was gonna say empathy to skill, but I love the empathy to energy because I like the analogy in the ease. So like that energy that allows you to move forward with like a place of confidence and peace and serenity. How do you move from that place?
You have to get to know yourself. Before I said that, I seen somebody said, how do you talk to your partner about wanting to do more when you're freakier than them? I'm gonna answer that question before I get off. I seen to go up the thing.
Let's do it. Like we still in
yeah, I'm gonna answer it.
Spicy. I feel like we'll get into the education. Let's revisit that. Let's get to I like that one.
Okay. So the way you can do that is you gotta feel your partner out first. Feel your partner out. Understand what they may tap into and what they may not. Now, I feel like if you got the right partner, they are going to be down to do just about anything. It's all about how you present it to them. So, shameless plug. I have an ebook called The Key to Pleasure. That ebook does.
Shameless plug. Go grab that right now.
What that ebook is going to do is going to bring you guys closer together. It's going to help you guys explore every piece of your body. I mean, from head all the way to toe. It will not be a part of your body that's going to be untouched once you finish that ebook. So that is going to open them up so you'll know what spots you need to touch or what spots you need to hit, where they like it here, where they like it there. Because once you get a person to be calm, that book is going to allow you to be vulnerable. Once you get them to do that, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, we can try that. Once you get them feeling good, we can try that. One person, like the back of your kneecaps might be a hot spot and you don't even know it. Like you never know where your hot spots. You might like to be bit on the side. You might like to be nibbled on the toe. Like you never know until you actually start exploring each other. So you have to make sure that you get them in a place where they are vulnerable, that they are willing to be open, that they feel comfortable. Make sure that in the relationship that you are trustworthy, so they don't have to worry about you telling their business. Because if you are somebody who likes to talk a lot, they might not be as open with you. But if they know you down for them like 4 flat tires, they know that whatever happens there is going to stay there. They're going to be interested in opening up to you.
Let's I want to kind of get into a kinky question, because that was about sex and things like that. And so like, I want to know, and so we were talking, let's stay on the topic of 69 versus the traditional form of getting oral. This is a question for everyone that's in the live right now. Is 69 or just traditional oral? Like, so, and then what I mean by that is I like my woman's ass on my face, either if I'm standing up or sitting down, like, and I want that to be suffocated and I want to eat that. And so like, and my guest, Coach Kima, she wants to do it the traditional way. So explain it your way.
I mean, no, not necessarily traditional, because I can sit on your face. But while I'm sitting on your face, I don't want to have to suck your thing.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
got you. Okay, you wanna enjoy it.
Let me enjoy
Okay,
my
let's
moment
tap
because
into that
when I
for
start doing my thing, you're not gonna be able to eat me.
because that shit is just gonna taste so
Yeah,
good.
because
That's
you're
what you.
gonna be confused as to what is going on and be trying to figure out what is she doing. So at that current time, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, wait a minute, wait a second. So no, so 69 doesn't work for me. She said she wants to introduce vibrators. When it comes to introducing that, you have to let them know that this is not a threat.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
It's,
So okay, got you. But we're gonna speak on vibrators too. But I wanna tap back into I wanna get so like because I'm 6'2", right? So I don't like laying down during Star 69. Like I like to like like I'm
hold
almost like
up.
yeah, exactly. I wanna because like grab the and so and then there's other ways that I've attempted it, but like I really feel as though like with that blood rushing to your head, it's like you're gonna be on a roller coaster and like you gonna be lost in the sauce while I'm dipping diving. But a lot of men don't even know how to eat them. So like
That is
you know
true.
so I mean
But
like
that's where it comes to teaching them. You have to know your body so that you can teach your partner your body. A
okay.
lot of a lot of times women don't even know how to pleasure themselves, and that's why it started with I help women, because a lot of women don't know their body. They don't know their high spots. They don't know whether it's the top, the bottom, the left, the right side of their clitoris that give them the most pleasure. They don't even really know how big the clitoris actually is.
Patreon. We dropping those gems on Patreon.
Yeah.
Subscribe
And
to the
it is.
Patreon.
All of this stuff is on Patreon. Like even down to the conversation with your partner. That's on my Patreon. I have it for dating and I have it for married couples. Like I have all of that, how to break that conversation down to your partner and everything.
And I'm about to turn her up with the stories too, because I'm about to like do a whole 360 on her brand. Like we about to go up on Patreon, like, and that's gonna be crazy. But what I wanted to actually to add to that is there's 69, but then I like my woman on all fours, and I want to get under there like you going under a car, and like I wanted to like twerk a little bit so I can see it jiggle and like this is like a
and see, that's
motorboat.
why I feel like it's important for her to be able to enjoy that moment.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
it's not always gonna be something that's long and drawn out, and you might not always have an hour and a half. If you got 5 minutes,
I ain't gonna
hit the top.
hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you right now because this is something I'm passionate about. You pussy. So look. Hey, I ask women like I'm like they like oral, and in terms of oral, like I'm like, look, I'm gonna need you to know that like I love eating pussy. Like so, like
Right.
I'm fixated on it. So like, if the quick transitions is into you, like you might not be into me, because like if that pussy hitting on something, I'm gonna be there. If I got my pillow and let me go to work. Like I said, this beard is connected for a reason, and so like I'm just like I'm fixated, and then so like I'll do the doggy style with eating. I'll do the 69. And then I might lay you on your back because I might just want like your legs open. I just want to kiss you. Like so, like I feel like a lot of men in our society, they talk about sucking dick and all of that. That's like damn. Like I'm like in my head, I'm like, yo, do you know what that pussy? That's like peaches and on a nectarines on a Sunday morning with the sun in the sky. Like come on, like you want? I mean, like. It's good to get you this thing and everything like that. I feel like I ain't gonna hold you. I would prefer to like just like her to get it wet and then me to slide in, and then I take most of the time like eating the pussy. Like I'm not
It's
a
about
hell
being
yeah.
in
No,
service.
I am a munch for the right woman. I'm a munch.
It's about being in service to your partner. So like that's part of serving. Like giving or is part of worshiping. Like it's part of serving your partner. It's part of saying like, listen, I love you. I'm down here and I love you. I always say that. Like I know it's not official, but I really feel like oral is like a part of the love language, because if you have the right partner, a lot of times when they do that, that is showing you like, listen, I'm all in. Like I'm all into this thing. If I love you to death, if we are the way we're supposed to be, everything going the way, I don't care. We doing it every day. I don't care. I can give over every single day. I always say happy women suck dick every day. So if you're not getting it, your woman not happy. So,
I'm gonna let you know right now. I need to eat it at least 2 to 3 times a day.
see. But let me ask you this. So you do that when you're in a healthy relationship, but say the relationship is going left, do you still feel that way, or are your emotions like
boom, perfect example? And she gonna watch the replay of this because I know she gonna is. So like this morning, like this is a prime example. I wasn't feeling like mentally into it, and I knew I had to live with you, so I just called her. She boosted my energy up. She, you know, had me say some affirmation. Shout out to her. Like, and it was amazing. And so she, after that, she was like, well, I was listening to a podcast, and this guy's like, when he's angry, he likes, you know, having sex and doing things like that. And so for me, oh hell yeah, you getting like, because like sex was like a scapegoat for me.
right?
Like I was someone that like, if I ain't have to talk, because cerebral palsy and epilepsy, they wanted me to go to therapy and talk to doctor. I don't give a fuck about that. That's why I started playing football. So like when I knew what I had down there, I was like, oh, say less. And so like, yeah, like if you saying if I'm angry, like I'm like respectfully just like lay, like I'm gonna throw her on the bed, like respectfully spread them on the
Yeah,
spot. Like I'm
being
going to
angry in that way is different. But I'm saying, like, if the relationship is going left, if you feel like you're not respecting me, we crossing boundaries,
oh,
things
we
ain't
gotta
going the way.
communicate. We can't go to the physical if we in that place.
Right,
We
right,
gotta be on the mental
right.
level there for
So
sure.
yeah, of
Like
course,
yeah.
like I find that with a lot of people. Like I feel like a lot of people have that tension. That's how they relieve tension. Like I'm upset. Listen, let me just get this off on you. Because that's just where your mind go to. Like I need to release this tension, and that's a good
If
way
we
to release
on a,
it.
if we're on the good, like if we're on a, like good terms, like, but if it's something that like I'm very emotionally and mentally in tune with myself, given what I went through, and I'm learning, I'm not there, I'm aware. So like if I sense that like it's something that we need to discuss and talk about, I'm not taking nothing to the bedroom. Respectfully, let's cook a
Right.
great meal together and let's talk about this, because this is like the next woman that I like commit to, and damn near I'm almost there like right now. Like it, hey, we not like the physical, like we gonna run it up with the bag when it comes to sex, because like I said, I'm a slut, get me lit. So like but when it comes to talking, like I'm a sapiosexual, so you gotta talk to me nice, you gotta put me in my place, because I can be submissive. I'm a beta male, but I'm an alpha male too. Don't test this nigga. Don't do it. You don't want it.
I get that, and that's important, and that's why I say the whole sex thing. People are like, well, why do you go at it from the sex part? Because sex is what's going to keep you in there. Like a lot of times, people will communicate better after sex. Like like sometimes you may be upset, like, and
You
it's like we
don't
just
think
having.
they want to go to sleep? Like, cause I get energy when I nut, but like some women, they're like, I'm tired or they want to go to sleep. So, but then if before like they just want to, you know, fuck, they not gonna want to talk. They're not gonna say what they want to
If
say.
you want to go to sleep after sex, that means the energy is off.
Wow, speak on that for a second.
So when you have sex, like I said, you are creating something. You are birthing something. So if the sex is where it's supposed to be, afterwards, you're going to feel like, oh, I need to birth something. You're going to have a burst of energy because I just was fulfilled. I've just been served. I've did some serving. Now what can I do? What can I pour this into in order to create something?
Wow. And that's crazy. You want to know what's crazy is because like when I masturbate, like I find that like I'm always ready to do something. And I haven't had sex since April of last year. And so like I've been on a hiatus, and I feel as though like that energy, it has to be there for me to even want to do something with another woman that I, you know, feel. So like I get what you're saying right there, because like when like I do have sex and it is off, like I do go to sleep. That does make sense. So like why is it more important to emphasize having sex with the right partner so that that energy is on, and like making sure that energy is on? Because like you don't want someone to like you don't want to transfer that energy to someone and then go to sleep. So you don't want people to like, I'm gonna give y'all an analogy right now, stick with it, ghostwriter. Don't have sex and sleep on your dreams. Have sex and then go after them. So
that is one way to notice, because if you know that you are a up and go person, I like to do this, I like to do that, I'm about my business, and you start sleeping with someone and all of a sudden everything else around you is falling off except this relationship with this one someone, 9 times out of 10, that one someone is draining you and confusing you, and you don't know what you need to do. Your partner, the person that you're sleeping with, is supposed to make you want to get up and go. Like, all right, I
Yeah.
cherish this time with you, but I got to go get this. And that's
Yeah.
why it's important to match energy, because like you said, you need a boss chick, because
Exactly.
she has to understand your hustle. If you got somebody who don't understand the hustle, they're gonna be like, you work too much, you
Mm,
grind too much, you up
mm.
at 3, 4 in the morning writing. What is you doing? Go to bed.
Whoa,
No, we don't
whoa,
sleep.
wait. You might have just inspired me, and then like once you might just shut down the laptop, you know, and take me to the bed and stuff like that. But yeah, nah. I definitely get that, but I want you to see the pinned comment. If you love her, go subscribe to her people.
Thank you.
Go follow
Yes.
her. Yeah, nah,
Yes.
for sure. Nah, I definitely feel that, and I definitely feel like I've seen men in my family that like they my mentality has already been. I feel like I have a unique brain because after brain surgery, I like between like I would say 12 and 3 or 10 and 3, like I'm alert and I'm aware and I'm like ready to go. So I just feel like that's how I'm wired because I was actually deprived of sleep for a while. So like I would say more so I definitely want a woman that kind of changes my sleep pattern for the better, but allows me to kind of balance and create that zen. She knows when I'm
Right.
at a peak, but she knows when I need to sleep. Ooh, did that
But
rhyme?
it's
My
one
God.
thing to be like, okay, babe, you've been working a lot. We finna close this laptop. You finna come to bed with me. But it's another thing to be complaining that I'm working.
Yeah.
So,
Why are you complaining? You like, I mean, like, I
right.
feel like that's no need because, like, we're both building a legacy. We're both working hard to get to where we need to be. And so you shouldn't complain.
Right.
But one thing that I want to ask the people in the comments too, because they've given us such great feedback. If you think that like we should like continue this like vibe in terms of like having these conversations, or you think that we should curate some Patreon content together, drop like a 1 or a fire emoji in the comments because I think she needs to hear this stuff because I've been telling her and letting her know. But like anyway, like
Oh, but
yeah.
yeah, another thing when it comes to making sure they match energy, I've heard a whole lot of women say that things start to go left when they start dealing with men. Like they be like, oh, the worst time of my life was this, or I always slow down with this. When I'm not dealing with nobody, I be going hard, I be doing this, I be doing that. But I want you to think about this. If you are sleeping with someone who does not worship you, and I don't mean worship as in God, I mean just worship you as this is my queen, this is my goddess, I love her. Like if they don't see any type of value in you, you're gonna start going downhill because you're gonna be disrupting your womb. And if they're not giving you anything,
Did you say
you're put
womb?
out
Would you say
womb.
womb? WOMB?
Yes, they
Oh, I
will
love that. You
disrupt your
preaching now.
womb.
You preach like see, y'all gonna have to subscribe to the Patreon. We gonna see, like oh I'm telling you, we gonna run it up like for sure. Like I feel like these conversations and what you do and how I kind of I love the idea of just being able to like curate these conversations, but then take the spicy ones on Patreon. So shout out to you for opening me up to that, and then shout out to the people in the comments dropping the fire emojis and doing all of that because we definitely what you think? What you think, Coach Kima? Can we get that?
Yeah,
Can we get
we
that?
can definitely do it. We can definitely do it. I
Yeah,
love the support. I love the people in the comments. They really dropping questions and dropping gems. So I appreciate everything.
yeah, because I feel like man, Coach Kima has this amazing like glow, amazing like just style and charisma about her that made me want to be able to reach out and create this platform for her in terms of just allowing me to position myself to learn. A lot of people come out or reach out to people to collaborate to position themselves in a place of authority, but I want to be able to create a platform, J&J Erotic Vibes, where men and women of color can be able to come pour into me, I can pour into them, but also just curate a platform and a story about them. So for those of you all that are watching the live and the replay, this live it will be curated into a blog, and I'll be doing some certain things with it, but I really wanted you all to see the zone of genius that Coach Kima operates in And so I love that for her. And so I definitely didn't want to hold you for too long. It's 7:59. I wanted you to take the last like at least 5 minutes to kind of wrap up with your best tips, what you enjoyed from the live so far, and when we're gonna see that Patreon content.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely enjoyed this live. Like I said, I enjoyed the people in the comments. I enjoyed the questions. Like, this is something that I actually can see myself doing quite often. So we definitely gonna have to work on this and get it put together, because this was very enjoyable. The most important thing I would say is know thyself. You have to know yourself so that you know what you are looking for in another person, what you need from another person, how they can assist you. Because if you go into anything and you do not understand what you need a person to do for you, you will not understand what you can do for them, and it's going to cause confusion and it will never work out. So know yourself, and that means intimately, emotionally, spiritually. Know the things that you desire. Know what your boundaries are. Know what your standards are, and stick to them. Do not let anybody take your energy that do not value you. If they do not value you, they don't deserve any part of your time. If they can't date you, they don't deserve any part of your time. Treat your body like your social security number. Like he said, he's been celibate before. I've been celibate for a while too, because I know my value. I know what I bring. I know what type of energy I bring, and I know that anybody that I am with, I'm going to be such an asset that it's going to spin their head. Y'all know how Steve Harvey said he became the man he was after he married Marjorie? That is who I am.
I
So
love
I
that.
know
I
the
love
person.
that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And so
Yeah.
I wanna kind of extend like the proposition, because everybody said they want to see that content, the type of content from us. I love the fact that you said that you're celibate, and I know that I haven't had sex. I haven't classified it as that until I met you. Like, I really love that idea. And so what I would say is that, like, would you be open to like curating the Patreon content around like having these conversations? Like, we've discussed this off camera, and we'll like continue to discuss it on camera, but we already have something in place now. But would you be open to like having these conversations and then being able to curate them on Patreon about like how we're moving in that direction of meeting the right person for us by implementing celibacy and implementing mental health, or implementing self-care and things like that as we grow as men and women? And I've always wanted a Black woman as a co-host that can enlighten me and empower me and educate me. Like, it's hard to find that three-headed monster. So that's a question that I have for you. And then there's someone that has a question for you too.
This is funny because
I'm pressured
my
now.
daughter.
I'm pressured now.
Listen now. No, my daughter. I had already said that I was going to write a book, because I've been single for I'll say about a year now. And my daughter came to me the other day, and she was like, it's been probably like a month now. She was like, "Mommy, we need a daddy in the house." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "We need a daddy in the house." And I was like, "Well, just go call your daddy." She was like, "No, I want a daddy in the house." And I'm like, "Well, why do you want a daddy in the house?" And she was like, "Because you have to do everything, and we need someone here for us." So then I was like, okay, so I got to get married in 2024, because my daughter says she wants a daddy. So I'm definitely into that. Like, I can definitely curate content around going out dating, because I'm not a person who actually goes out. Like, I love my house. I love to be with my daughter. I love to just
Like, I lie to you not. I got a desk, I got a bed, I got a lot of space to work out.
That's it, and that's all that I do. Like, I'm either working, I'm playing with her, or I'm working out. So it's like it was like, what? And I've always said, well, I was gonna wait till she got a little older, because you do have to be careful. I have a child, like a daughter. But when she told me that, I was like, okay, well, mommy gonna have to go ahead and get this thing together and start actually going out and dating, because I'm gonna get married next year, because my daughter wants a father. So like, I'm gonna give it to her. So we definitely can do that, and tapping into actually creating a long-lasting bond. That'll be something beautiful for people to actually see. We do have a lot of positive relationships in society, but a lot of times they try to only show us the bad ones, especially when it comes to our color. Like, they only want to maximize the media around the toxic things that are going on. And I don't think that's fair, because I think it's a lot of people who have wonderful marriages that they can definitely show. So this will be something to help women and men that are going towards the dating phase, that are looking to get someone and actually settle down and be together for forever. And forever is a long time, so you got to have great sex going there forever.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And like I'm at like and right now as I court and date this woman, and she has a son, it is definitely something that I'm learning from, because I have no children. I've always been attracted to women that like have children, because I've had a fear of having children because of what I went through, and no one in my family has went through what I went through. So I love that. I don't want to hold you for too long. I really want you to, be able to go in and see that bundle of joy that you have to go see. And I appreciate what you've done tonight. I definitely, can't wait till the next conversation with you. When can the people expect another conversation with you? And after you say that, go ahead and give your closing remarks, and then I'm going to let the people go.
Okay. First things first. Yes, you define your own rules when it comes to celibacy. So if you feel like you are, that is your own rule. Like you, no one can tell you what you're supposed to be doing during your celibacy. So if you do it and you still I define it as penetration. I'm not taking it from anybody or nothing like that. So I'm by myself. I have to get to know myself. This is a celibacy season, is the perfect time to actually get to know yourself, what you need, what you desire, what makes you feel good, different things like that, so that when you do get with a partner, you don't have to worry about going through that phase of not knowing. You can actually teach them. You guys can learn together. So if you want to do that in yours, yes. If you don't, then just say, I'm not going to do this. If you want to go a period of time and not do it, to see what else you can create with that energy, you can do that as well. But it's defined by you. We are in society where nothing is a definite. Nothing is fact in our society. Everything is determined by the way you see life and the things that you want to do. So you define your own labels and what there's going to be, what your journey is going to consist of. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, well, it's this, it's that. No, it's not. It's what you define it as. But closing remarks, make sure you guys go and subscribe to my page. Go subscribe to the Patreon. Go to my website and grab you a course. I guarantee you it's something on there, an ebook or course or something. If you have sexual blockages, I got that book on there. If you want to manifest, I got a sex magic book on there. Whatever you desire, I can guarantee you it is something on my page, on my website for you to get. But definitely, thank you. Definitely subscribe to my Instagram. I'm on all the different platforms, so you can find me in any platform. Erotic Expectations. On TikTok, it's Kima Sexual Intimacy Coach. But I really enjoyed this, and I really thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, no. And thank you for coming out of your shell and doing this with me. I definitely am enjoying this and getting back into this space. For those of you all that don't know me, my name is Jeremy Wade. I'm the founder of J&J Erotic Vibes. I am a ghostwriter and content creator, but most importantly, I am a man of God and a man of faith. So I really want to be able to, show you all the vulnerability, the transparency that goes behind loving myself and taking care of myself, as I am on a path to, I would say, righteousness. Yeah, I love that. I love that for me. And so I appreciate you all for joining in this. We'll definitely have some more guests coming in next week, and you can look forward to what me and Kima are cooking up, Coach Kima, and subscribe to her Patreon, and look forward to me being on there probably down the line somewhere soon. So I'm super excited to what she's doing, and I'm super excited to just learn from her. So with that being said, I want you all to enjoy the rest of you all night. Have fun with your family and loved ones, and just stay blessed. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, Coach Kima, and I'm gonna get out of here too.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. No problem.